Thank you, David. Hey, everybody. Welcome to AW Asia 2026. It's so awesome to see you all here. Special time for XR, and we have a lot to talk about. So let's get started from the beginning. In December 1968, Engelbert introduced the mother of all demos, which laid the foundation for all personal computing. It was presented on a 2D screen and interacted and controlled with a 2D input device, a mouse and a keyboard. Since then, we had to interact with information through a flat interface. It changed the world, no doubt, but it wasn't natural. It wasn't designed for how our brains work. During that same week, in 1968, another breakthrough demo was presented. Ivan Sutherland demonstrated the principles of spatial computing. A three-dimensional display positioned near the eye that moves with the head. And in a single demo, he invented AR, VR, and spatial computing. Spatial, a word that really captures the essence of what's different about this technology compared to flat computing. And I quote, "The image of an object changes in the same way the real object changes with similar motions of the head." In other words, computing imitates real life. That's a concept I would bet my career on, and I think many of you did as well, right? Why? Because humans are biologically spatial, and so should computing. That's how our brains work. Back in 1968, history had a choice to make. Computer in a box, computing that surrounds us, computer in a box or computer that surrounds us, flat computing or spatial computing. So how come we chose the unnatural 2D option? Well, in the words of Tom Furness, the grandfather of VR, we had the dreams, but the technology wasn't there. Since then, a few super smart and extremely tenacious men and women did not wait for history to fix itself. They worked their butts off to advance XR technology. They were way ahead of their time, and we recognize them in the XR Hall of Fame. You must check out these 111 Hall of Famers to just get a sense of how long this has been in the making. Some of them are here with us today. We'll have Alvin speak this morning and Mark tomorrow. These pioneers believed spatial is more natural than flat. They believed that the inflection point would happen. I believe it too. In fact, in 2013, I put up the slide that one day XR devices will replace smartphones. How about you all? Do you believe that this inflection point will arrive someday? Anyone? All right, we have some hands. But does anyone dare to say when this would happen? Well, in that same presentation, I was foolish enough to attempt a prediction. And that was a complete screw-up. 1 billion shipments by 2023, I missed it by a mile. But I learned my lesson. When it comes to predicting when XR devices or XR glasses go mainstream, sometimes you have to just avoid that. Since way back, XR pioneers have been promoting this technology as the future, me included, since I got into XR with a blog, with an AR startup, with the first XR conference. See, I haven't lost a hair since then. And over 2 decades of mentoring hundreds of XR startups, I've been championing this idea that XR is the future. Well, today, at AW Asia, I have a different message for you. XR is not the future. It's the present. XR is good and widely available. Tools have matured, and AI reduced a lot of the hard work. It's ready for almost any use case we need today. It's not perfect, so what? XR is good enough. In the past year, for the first time, I felt confident saying on every stage that would have me that XR is going mainstream. If you're not sold yet on this, that's okay. I have some proof to share with you. Starting with the main thing on everyone's mind. There's Dark Horse. and it's stealing all the attention and investments from XR. But it's the best thing that's happened to XR. XR will harness it and ride it all the way to the mainstream. Not sure why it looks like Tron, but when you ask AI to create an image, that's what happens. We all know AI makes XR better, faster, and cheaper. It improves computer vision, it helps understand the real world, and it makes 3D content generation a lot easier. But on the flip side, AI needs XR even more. Some call it AI for the real world or physical AI. I call it the AI love XR imperative. AI ingested all the internet's content to train its models, but now it's running out of content. It needs real-world data to keep getting smarter and relevant. XR delivers exactly that. It gives AI human senses to access the physical world. Of course, that opens a massive can of worms of privacy concerns, which I'll address later, but everyone needs to understand AI needs XR. In fact, there's no AI without XR. We all have to scream it from the mountaintops. It must not be ignored by investors, brands, and big tech companies. And lately, it's been noticed. Andreessen Horowitz, probably one of the most influential investors in the world, is bullish on XR. They claim it's among the most underrated markets. And it's especially promising in verticals that involve a lot of physical world data. Yann LeCun, one of the godfathers of AI, said AI should learn by watching the world, not reading the internet. It needs to understand reality. He left Meta to start a new company, Ami, that builds large spatial world models, AI that understands actions and reactions in the real world. And a few other companies are already building it. We even heard about NVIDIA Cosmos, World Labs, and John Hanke from Niantic aims to achieve what he calls street-smart AI. But there's one AI company that isn't there yet. You all heard about John Ive, the designer of the iPhone, that merged with OpenAI to create AI hardware. We don't know much about this new hardware, except it's not XR glasses, and it's not like some of the bad AI hardware we've seen recently. They describe it as something that once you see it, you'll say, that's it, and you want to take a bite out of it. Well, that's not very convincing. I think they need to understand what we all know. There's no AI without XR. Well, with or without OpenAI's hardware, XR is going mainstream. And I know some industry veterans might be thinking, wait, what? We don't feel mainstream. We're still struggling to grow our businesses. I hear you, my friends. This pain is real. XR is tricky. VR World magazine from exactly 30 years ago claimed exactly the same thing. VR goes mass market. Well, of course, we all know what happened. But is it different this time? I mean, budgets are still tight. Well, going mainstream doesn't mean that everything is flush. It means we are in a new stage, and we need a new mindset. As the saying goes, greatness is built in hard times, and today's conditions are ideal for bold moves. Let me show you. 2025 was a game-changing year for XR, and 2026 is looking even more promising. AWE's home analyst, Artillery Intelligence, says that the XR market this year is estimated at $34 billion. For reference, that's about the size of the global film industry. And it's growing 10 times faster than the global GDP. After AI, it's the fastest growing tech sector. And big tech companies are locked in a tight race to lead the market. Each player is pushing the other to do better, to refocus on their strengths. They're all in, investing billions. Even after the cuts, Meta still has 14,000 employees working on XR, more than any other company. The only big tech missing is, of course, Microsoft. I actually have live coverage from the XR racetrack. Let's hear it.
Ladies and gentlemen, hold on to your hats because we're off to the races. Apple rockets out of the gate with a bold move. They launch the Vision Pro and boom, they're setting a brand new standard for mixed reality. The fans are on their feet and it looks like Apple's got an early lead in this fast-paced XR showdown. But look out, here comes Meta, the reigning champion. They aren't about to sit back and let Apple run away with this one. Meta teases us with details of their upcoming Quest 3 headset and the crowd goes wild. Hang on, X-Real's making their move, bursting onto the scene with the X-Real Air Ultra 2. They're in this race to win. Wait a minute. Snap has just entered the race with a brand new version of Spectacles, adding yet another thrilling twist to this high-stakes showdown. And here comes Meta again. They're pulling out all the stops. Meta storms back, launching the Quest 3S, which is officially the most affordable mixed reality headset on the track. And wait, there's more. Meta has just thrown down the gauntlet with a prototype of their Orion AR glasses. They're pulling ahead, ladies and gents, and Apple's in the rear-view mirrors. Could Meta be pushing Apple to rethink their play? Meanwhile, Sony's joining the party with a big swing toward the productivity crowd. They've got a new spatial mixed reality headset lined up, set to launch at year's end. But the race isn't slowing down, folks. HTC and Pico are stepping up. They're a little behind, but they're making up ground, pushing the limits with advanced mixed reality features. And what's this? Samsung is still stretching and warming up. They're cooking up something big with Qualcomm and Google, waiting for the perfect moment to jump into the action. Hold your horses. The trio just jumped into action with a new headset and Android XR. And look behind them, fresh off CES, 16 new AI and smart glasses were launched out of the gate. Hot on their heels comes a stampede of Vision Pro clones, galloping like they've seen the future. The pack charges ahead. Microsoft's nowhere in sight. Word is they've retired and are sipping pina coladas on a beach. It's a nail-biter as we approach the final lap. Meta holds the lead. Apple and Samsung are breathing down their neck, and HTC and Pico are neck and neck in the midfield. Sony's making their move, aiming for a late game splash. Who's going to pull out the big win? In the fast-paced world of XR, it's anyone's game, folks. Buckle up. It's going to be a photo finish.
Woo! Can you feel the intensity now? This is great for the market and great for customers. In the race, we see a spectrum of XR products, and not all are going mainstream. Let's map these categories on the adoption curve. When it reaches 25% of the market, of the population, analysts consider it part of the mainstream. All right, first, mobile AR. It has come a long way since the IKEA Home app. With 35% of the population in the US, it's deep in the mainstream. Mobile AR experiences are mind-blowing. People play, shop, socialize, explore, and navigate. It's even in Google Maps. When you look at the younger generation, Gen Z loves shopping in AR. Over 90% do, especially for cosmetics. Trying on new hair colors is by far my favorite. All right, next category, VR headsets. They're found under Christmas trees. They're an incredibly giftable device. Usage of VR has grown to 27% of the US population, and a quarter use it daily. VR headsets are in the mainstream. Next, high-fidelity mixed reality devices, such as the Vision Pro, Samsung Galaxy, and Quest 3. When you look at the headsets that were launched in the past couple of years, every single one of them has great mixed reality. They're replacing VR headsets with similar use cases, with one interesting new addition: immersive videos, one of the fastest-growing sectors in XR. Next, smart glasses with no displays, AKA AI glasses. That was the breakout hit with consumers last year. So many hit the market, and everyone wants in. These are some 16 glasses that were launched last year at CES, and many, many more since then. And it's a mix of AR and AI glasses, with or without displays, kind of mixing up the features to see what sticks with the market. And of course, it's great for travel, translations, video on the go, and of course, AI assistants. AI glasses are clearly in the emerging popularity segment, dashing into the mainstream. Some will say, wait, that's not XR. But remember, XR is a spectrum from reality to virtuality. AI glasses react to reality, that is in front of you and augments it. That makes it spatial, period. All right, switching gears to enterprise. Heads-up display glasses like RealWear and Vuzix M series have a strong yet niche position for maintenance, remote assistance, logistics. In general, XR in enterprise is still thriving. When you look at across all XR devices, it commands a strong slice of the market, of the XR revenue. Almost every large company has adopted XR, and it's way past the pilot stage. They're seeing proven ROI, scaling it across the enterprise. And it's practically in every vertical. You can see the top verticals right here. And the top use cases, training, simulations, and digital twins. Back to the XR spectrum, another category that saw success in the enterprise is, of course, the full-featured bulky AR glasses like HoloLens and Magic Leap. But like we saw, the two are retired on the beach. It left a huge hole that many new companies are trying to fill the gap, and we'll see a lot of announcements on this year. Meanwhile, on the consumer side, new full-featured AR glasses like Snap Spectacles and X-Real are in early adoption. Snap Specs, endorsed by Macron, France's fashion-in-chief, is currently the most full-featured AR glasses in the market. You'll hear more about it right after this. And Snap CEO announced that the new consumer glasses will launch this year. That's super exciting. They even established a dedicated entity now for specs. And X-Real, which now runs on Android XR, is approved by the chief of China, I think, looks like it. In any case, this category is generating tons of excitement with creators, developers. And a new batch of AR glasses launched at CES this year. Just look at them. They look like glasses that everyone would want to wear. They show a range of features and styles, again, to see what will work in the market. And ahead of the pack is Meta Ray-Ban Display. The Verge calls it the best smart glasses I've ever tried. And coming to the market real soon are also more Android XR glasses from Google and Samsung. But we're not still out of the woods. With cameras on our faces, there's still a risk of a cultural backlash, but it could enter the mainstream real soon. So yeah, we're in a different stage. The press attitude has shifted overnight. The most exciting tech I've seen in a decade. I hated smart glasses until I tried these. The proof is clear. Several XR device categories have entered the mainstream. Others are sprinting forward. Within 5 years, all these categories will be mainstream. Oops, I promise I will never make such predictions, so let's keep it between us, all right, guys? So 58 years after the ultimate display demo, technology has caught up to our nature. We interact like humans did in the million years before the mother of all demos. Spatial computing is here. The tech is finally native to us. It's a fact. XR is not the future. It's the present in all languages. Folks, the stars are aligned. Let's seize the moment. Are you sold on the mantra yet? Ready to sing it with me? XR is going mainstream. You are amazing. Thank you so much. But to conquer the mainstream, we need content. And the good news, XR master builders are creating experiences for every person on the planet. Who are they? They're designers, creators, developers, hackers, not just XR experts, and not all technical. They're masters of a domain, of a use case, or a passion. They know their audience so well, they build experiences that are irresistible to their users. But there's a problem. Investors are currently distracted by AI. That needs to change. They need to realize, what we now know, there's no AI without XR. But I see a silver lining. XR master builders are shifting the balance. Their understanding of the users cannot be replicated, not by AI, because spatial is a feeling, and feeling is exclusive to humans. Builders are becoming the new center of gravity. Platforms and investors need builders to access these users. And it's why I dubbed 2025 the year of the XR Master Builder. They are key to bringing XR to everyone. So here's some stories of builders. This is David Lutz. He's a remote control airplane enthusiast. He created a VR training sim. You think it's niche? He got 50,000 downloads, and the users love it. They love it so much that they buy Quest headsets just to try this. See what I mean by builders shifting the balance? Next, Tetsuya Nonomura. He loves bungee jumping. You know where this is going. He built Bungee Jump VR to help people conquer their fear. 100,000 people tried it, including many at AWE in the US, and they loved it. And here's the story of the mega successful builder, Ryan Engel. He's a big golfer. He created Golf Plus, a realistic VR game not for gamers, but for golfers. A third of his players buys MetaQuest just to play more golf. It's so successful that more rounds are played in Golf Plus every day than a golf course, a real golf course, sees in a whole year. So yes, forget about chasing the killer app. As more builders jump on XR and capture the niches, this is how XR is brought to everyone. But with all that amazing progress in XR, we must not underestimate the impact on privacy. Corporations are already gathering a lot of information about what we do online, but so far, they were a lot more restricted in tracking what we do offline, until now. Because in XR, when everything we do in the real world is captured and analyzed on camera, privacy becomes a much bigger concern. And when you add AI to the mix, it could become really dangerous. It becomes the perfect manipulation engine. And Alvin will talk more about it later on. I mean, take AI agents. They're becoming real. We're giving AI agents more and more responsibility. And that's scary. What if they go rogue and we lose control of our privacy, or much worse, of our agency? That's why we have no choice. AI must always be combined with XR. It's how we keep humans at the center. In 1968, we were facing a crossroads, flat computing or spatial computing. Today, in 2026, we're yet again facing a different kind of crossroad. Will our future be like the movie I, Robot, a rogue AI future, or I, Spatial, humans at the center, empowered by spatial AI? This time, the technology is ready. We can make the right choice for humanity. So what will you choose? iSpatial is about restoring human agency in an AI world. And it's also an identity for us people in spatial computing, and later on for everyone else on the planet. Well, if you choose iSpatial, you're in the right place, because right here at AW Asia, you see it all in action. Give it up to the incredible speakers that will talk about the intersection of AI and XR. And big thanks to our partners who helped spread the word about the event and build communities around it. And above all, huge thanks to our sponsors who made this event happen, and the exhibitors showcasing the latest XR plus AI. Give it up. And finally, give it up to the awesome AW Asia team who worked really, really hard to craft a great experience for you guys this week. Thank you, team. So folks, you've seen the proof. You're not waiting for the future, not here, not anywhere, because XR has arrived in all languages. You know there's no AI without XR, and you're riding the dark horse all the way to the mainstream. And that was the state of XR. Thank you all for joining. Have a fantastic show.